Hi everyone, Mr. Singh. I'm here today with the daily update for Monday the 18th of May, and yep, I'm sitting on our new fort out the front that we've got ready for the students returning to school next week. It's good for parents to know that, look, everything hasn't just stood still in the world. Things are still moving forward. People are doing things. So at school, people will notice that there's been some changes from when students were first staying home for learning early or towards the end of last term. But there are some nice things happening. We've got a fort here. We've got some other little things happening around the school in terms of getting things ready for when students return. And of course, the big news that was on Friday afternoon was regarding the return to school of all year levels. So all year levels will be back at school from Monday the 25th of May, and that's fantastic news. I know you're looking forward to it. We as staff are really looking forward to seeing the students back here. It's just the way in which we prefer to do our teaching and learning is to have the students at school. We did learn a lot though. There will be some changes in what we do moving forward. We've learned some things about online learning and how kids can learn from home and maybe better engage with parents in the future now that we've had this experience of the last few weeks. But in terms of an update from the government into what's happening in the near future, they're going to be reviewing the borders for Queensland on a monthly basis. So at this stage, the borders to the other state are closed, but given the lower levels in general that are happening across Australia, the Queensland government will review its borders on a monthly basis. You'll also notice the way in which responses are occurring now, so that when something happens, then there's a very localised, quick response of resources moving to that area. So yesterday or on the weekend, there was a case in Rockhampton, and they've set up a mobile testing lab there and sent up some additional staff to support that area. So you may see in the future, as restrictions are lifted, some very targeted responses to where a cluster or a small level of coronavirus outbreak has occurred, rather than shutting everything down. Based on what I heard from the weekend from the police, is that the community has responded very well. Across Queensland, I think there are only 19 charges laid for people who were not being responsible in terms of social distancing and travel. So again, because people are following the guidelines and doing the right thing, the restrictions continue to be lifted. Just as out in the community now, there are guidelines and rules and differences in how we move about, how we do our shopping, how we go about our general business, how we travel. At school, things will change as well. So there are going to be some significant changes in how the school operates. We only have a limited staff, all the same staff as we had before, and we've got to now allocate our staff to ensure safety, health and hygiene, monitoring how many people are in different areas throughout the day. So the first thing that's going to change is the school gates are going to be locked at 8:30. So it's really important that children get to school on time, because if you're not here at 8:30, you'll most likely have to wait at the front. There'll be an intercom system, but it may be a bit of time before someone can come out and meet you and bring you in to sign students in late. It's much better if students can actually be at school on time. So look, I hope you appreciate that there are some difficulties in the transition back to school, and I would like you to let us know if there is something in particular that bothers you and if we can work around that. But I really would like you to just work with us in what's going to be a tricky couple of weeks in the first few weeks back from Monday the 25th of May, when all students are returning. Thought I'd get in first before the kids did, so have a bit of a go on the swings out here. Look, in terms of school business, can I remind you that the home learning packs that you picked up, if you haven't picked them up, we'll be getting them out to you today. This week 5 home learning packs are really important, because this is the transition from home learning back to school. So there are some tasks in the week 5 home learning packs which are all about just some revision on what's been going on in the first few weeks and now transitioning back to what's going to be happening when they come back to school. So can you please make sure that you work with your students to do that work before they come back next Monday. And if you haven't got a home learning pack, you can always go to the home learning website, and all of that will be up there either later today or first thing tomorrow as well. I'll have a bit more to say tomorrow when we've had a bit of time to do some more planning for next week, and I'll give you an update on some of the changes to the school operations then. But look, I hope you had a really good weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow.